Hi everyone, thanks for watching Access Hockey MI. We are continuing our 2020 draft coverage for the Detroit Red Wings, and today we're talking about goaltender Jan Bednar, who is the only goaltender we drafted.
Yeah, this year.
This year. So, he's the goalie that we drafted this year. He was 107th overall, and that was in the 4th round. He's 18. He's 196 pounds at last weigh-in, 6'4", so he's a big kid. Of course, he's going to need to develop. We'll get into that later.
Have it memorized by
now. Right. It's a formula, guys. It's all there.
We made it up.
It's ours. So we're going to talk about him today, kind of what we think, who we think his competition is, excited he's in the World Juniors, all that kind of stuff. That's coming up.
Sweet. So being that he's from the Czech Republic, he spent his entire career thus far in the Czech Republic. So he's kind of floated around a few leagues. This year, or this season, he was supposed to be with the QMJHL.
Such a bummer.
It's a bummer because of COVID and everything, he had to stay home. But he's been on loan to a Czech second-tier team. I'm not going to try to pronounce the name.
Sorry, guys.
Bednar was hard enough. But he's been playing pretty consistently. Roughly. I mean, it's been an up and down season, so it's really hard for these goalies, especially over there. They're kind of saturated.
Especially if you're on loan, you go from team to team, you play a game with one team, a game with the next team. It's hard to even see where they're going to line up, because in 5 games played, he's at a 4.16 goals against average.
He could just be counting face-offs from the bench one night and then playing the next night, so you just don't know. So this season, it's been a struggle, I think, for him to find consistent time, but everything we've seen from him, he's really exciting to look forward to, really, because he's a very athletic guy. For being as tall and gangly as he is right now, I mean,
she can say that because she is.
I'm tall and gangly. You're right. I don't want to be a goalie though. But he's very athletic, and he kind of describes himself as having really good rebound control, which is something the Red Wings haven't seen in quite some time.
Yeah,
and the rebounds are the death of every goalie, you know, and it's that one bad rebound that could lose a game. So the fact that he's really focused on that and he knows it's an area he's strong in is really encouraging for the future.
He seems to be really attentive when he's in the crease, which is of course important for any goalie to be, just because they're the last line of defense. So if a goalie isn't able to keep track of everything going on, that's obviously trouble.
Right.
What I noticed in the videos we watch is that he tends to go belly first on a lot of stuff.
Kind of the frog thing.
As long as he is agile enough and quick enough to make up and overcompensate for maybe the space he's lacking up top when he goes low, then it's fine. But if he can't do that, then he's going to have to go from going low to maybe staying up a little higher. I'm not a goalie. I've never played goalie. But that's just kind of what I see, because if you go low, you leave all the up high, and it's just a matter of the shooter missing to save the goal at that point.
Or hopefully you read the shot right.
Right, and so rebound control for that is going to be really important, because if he can't get the puck in that low position, he's going to have to be quick enough to get up and get the puck in the next position it goes to.
One thing Janae pointed out when we were watching his footage was that he is incredibly athletic, though, too, because he's got that wide wingspan. He also, it goes to his legs as well. He can do those cross-crease split saves pretty well. It looks like he likes to go for that windmill glove save, too. He models his play, I think he said, after Hasek a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Of course, fellow Czech. And he said that Connor Hellebuck up the Winnipeg Jets was someone that he follows in his career. Yeah, no, not a bad role model. He's a great goaltender, so if he can follow that up, that would be super great. And again, it's just all development from here. It would have been great to see him in the QMJHL and have a consistent season, because I think that's really what's missing from his development is some consistency. So once he can do that, once he can get some games under his belt for the same team over a period of time, I think we're going to see a lot more. But he is playing in the World Junior Championship, so that will be with Czech, of course. So when that starts, I'm looking forward. Hopefully he plays some games. Hopefully he can do some good work. And I'd love to see him play against his own guys.
He's got international tournament experience, too. So this is his World Junior selection. He played with the Hlinka Gretzky Cup. He represented the All Nations tournament. So he has tournament experience. So hopefully he does get a consistent amount of ice time throughout this tournament, and Czech makes it pretty far. Because it'd be really cool to see some consistent play from him. And with him, I think the numbers that we've seen, they're not a marker of his development or where he's at, because he does seem to be pretty creative. It's just the bouncing around doesn't really help him. But
and if you don't play consistent games, the average gets it gets a little messed up if you're not playing consistently.
Or if the goalie's pulled.
If you play 2 games and you lose one of the 2, your goals against average and your save percentage are going to be way different. So it doesn't mean you're a bad goalie. It just means he's moving around a lot.
And he's got a really good, all that to say, he's got a good foundation to build on. There's a lot to look forward with him, but going forward into the future, hopefully next season's more consistent for everybody. That would be fantastic, just to see things level out. out. Yes.
I think all the players need it, and I think they miss it for sure.
Fans need it too. We need it.
We need it.
Very, very badly. But with him, he's got a pretty good group of direct competition in the goalie prospect pipeline as well. A lot of people have already forgotten about Victor Brattstrom, who's supposed to be coming over to the States here pretty soon. You've got Keith Petruzzelli, who's making his way through college. I believe he's on his final season. And then Jesper Eliasson, another one. And these are all kind of younger guys. Brattstrom's 23, but the other two are in 19 or 20. So
and they're coming
directly
up pretty
in the
close.
same amount.
And I would say that the Red Wings, they're waiting on a goalie to be ready. And as soon as we can get a goalie that's ready, we can get him into the system. We can get him to a trajectory to the NHL, which would be fantastic, because I think the Red Wings have had such up and down goaltending for the last few years at least, if not more. And I think that if we can get a goalie that has come through our system, has developed with the NHL for the Detroit Red Wings in mind, I think that's going to be really great, because we all had hopes for Philip Larson, which is kind of fallen off right now. We'll see where he goes, of course, but this up and down season has been difficult. So we're hoping that Bednar can be someone who can stick through the system, develop for the Red Wings, and be a goalie for us in the future in the NHL, because I think the Red Wings really need something like that.
They do. I mean, between Bernier and we've got Thomas Greiss now, who is a very seasoned veteran that's going to be with Detroit.
I want to see one that was drafted, developed, and then is Red Wing. I really want to see that.
Goalies are tricky, though, because they take so much longer than your average prospect. It's not like a 2-3 season thing. It's a much longer project when you get in with goalies.
Especially because we get the Euros oftentimes.
Unless you're the lucky ones who got Askarov, and then you're going to see him next year.
Thanks, guys.
But it's really cool, though, too, because Brattstrom, I think he's going to be a great addition. He might not be NHLer long term, but he's going to be a fantastic addition to help groom these guys. And Janae had mentioned Philip Larson now. We're not writing him off, but he had such a hard season. He's going to need some time mentally to really get back into it.
Well, if he doesn't come back with a different mental capacity already,
he's got his game in his hands now.
I was going to say, I feel like if he doesn't come back with a completely different mindset, he might not make it very far. But so agility will be not an issue for Bednar, but it's going to be something he has to work on, just because he is such a big guy, and Rachel said that earlier. So we like that he's bigger, because goaltenders that are bigger obviously fill up more space.
It's kind of the trend now.
Yeah, it fills up the space in the net. Andrei Vasilevsky, he's a big guy. We love Andrei Vasilevsky.
He's a good guy.
He's fantastic. He's a good guy.
How much do we have to pay to get him?
That'd be great.
Steve, get on it.
But so agility is going to be something that he's got to work on, and he already knows this. He knows that speed and agility. Obviously, if you're a bigger guy,
awareness.
You grow up. Yeah, you grow up knowing that I'm probably going to have to work a little harder in this, because there's a lot more of me.
So he's not stuck in molasses right now, at least. So
and he has to have some consistency, like we said. So these would be things that he's got to work on in the development. Of course, get bigger and stronger, as we always say, and consistent play is going to do that naturally. If you're consistently playing, you're consistently on a roster. That's why when you see guys going from the SHL to another tier of the SHL, that they get more play time, you see them getting more points and getting more ice time, because they have that ice time to get the points. It just makes sense that way. It makes sense.
How it works.
It's just how it
Goalies
is.
are just so hard, though, and I can see why. Not only there's not a lot of them in the draft ever, but so few teams actually either draft goalies very high or draft multiple. And Detroit's in a position right now where we do have really good prospects.
Yeah, we needed to draft another goalie, though, because I think we do need a deep prospect pool for them, because there is a turnover, at least with the Red Wings, and right now would be a time to really make your play. So that's what we think about Jan Bednar, and we're excited to see him.
Yeah.
We're not excited about goalies often, but I would like to see him perform really well.
We have trust issues with goalies.
It's just a thing.
It's a hockey thing.
It's a me thing. I just can't do it. But yeah, that's what we think of Jan, and let us know in the comments what you think, if you've seen him play, if you're excited to see him play in the World Junior Championship.
Make sure you watch the World Juniors.
Watch the World Juniors. Let us know how you think about it, and then all the favorite players that you have, and have a Merry Christmas.
Yes.
Thank you so much for watching. We love you guys, and goodbye.